Simon's up next, a Chelsea fan. Hello, Simon.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hi, Simon.
I'm hoping that Tuchel can do something with this team, but he's got a mountain to climb at the moment. I don't know how, Mr. Goldstein mentioned earlier that he's got to move the ball quicker. There will be snails on that pitch tonight that move quicker across the pitch than that ball did when we had it. He still hasn't sorted out that their default idea is if they receive the ball, they should receive it with their back towards the opposition goal, and then play it back to one of their teammates, and then play it around square, and then back again, back to the goalie, put pressure on us by letting the opposition then get high on us and pressure us on the ball. You've got Ziyech and Pulisic competing to see who is the weakest link in their own little competition. Apart from setting up the goal, Reece James is like a shadow of the player he was when he first came into the team. Zuma and Rudiger, I mean, I don't know how Rudiger is a German international. Emerson, I don't know what's happened to Italy if that's their left back. I mean, the only thing it's proved to Tuchel tonight, surely, is that Emerson should never play in a first-class game against anybody. It's a joke at the moment.
Simon, to be fair, you have won 3 and drawn 1 of your last 4 games.
And that's great. But if you look at the actual performances in those games, and as I say, I'm not blaming Tuchel for that because he's only got what he's only got to deal with what he's got available to him in terms of players. But tonight, a Barnsley team that's mid-table in the Championship, I don't think it's won a game in its last 5 games. They could have beaten us. They had more chances on goal. The last 15, 20 minutes, we had it's not about bravery. It's about backs to the wall because they keep giving the ball away and making stupid fouls around our penalty area because there seems to be some desperation where they can't cope against the team that they should be walking over, frankly.
Simon, did you lose 1-0 tonight or did you win 1-0?
Well, is it better to be objective about that when you're winning, right? I love my club and I want them to do well, but I'm certainly not going to sort of, gild the lily and sort of suggest that this was some sort of great performance. He's got a lot of innate problems with those players. If that was against, you were just taking the mickey out of the geezer beforehand. We've got to play Atletico Madrid in Bucharest. If they play like that, it will be like another Bayern Munich game.
Do you know what it was, Simon? Watching the game from the kickoff, right? You could tell that the Chelsea players' attitude wasn't quite right at the start. Exactly. Right, so he's dealing with that. You're dealing with... I know you said about Barnsley. They're a decent team. They've won 5 last 7 at home, and they pressure. It's an FA Cup tie, where the pitch ain't great. It's a little bit cold. They've got nothing to lose. They're playing the game of their lives. So I actually thought, as a neutral, it was a really interesting FA Cup tie where, the big boys from down south were being put under pressure. I thought, as a spectacle, it was pretty good.
But you create your own pressure, don't you? You're an ex-professional, but you know it. Tell me, can you actually really consider that the way they play the ball round the back, goes out to Kante, he plays it back, they play it out to James, who's got his body in the wrong position, so he necessarily has to play it back either to the goalie or one of the centre-backs. The 2 centre-backs look like they can't kick a ball. I appreciate they are professional footballers, but they can't appear to kick a ball properly. So we give the ball away. So we put ourselves under pressure. And then we have to defend the corner. And we've got Abraham knocking a header over the line. Or we knock somebody over because we've given the ball away with a stupid pass. Yes, we've got the quality of the players, but there's something wrong there that Tuchel's having to deal with because they've got into some sort of mindset where they can't operate on the level they should be able to operate, although some of them may not be able to operate at that level at any stage, frankly.
Do you know what it is? I think the attitude was off right at the start. Like making 10 changes, you ain't going to get a flow of a game. But I think you've got to have like game intelligence as a footballer. You know that Barnsley are going to close you down. That's exactly what they do. They're pressing high, wasn't it, when it went into Chelsea's half? Then sometimes you just go, do you know what? We're going to play off Tammy Abraham for next 5-10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So then you stop the enthusiasm of Barnsley players, maybe not going that extra yard and a half. Then you can start playing. And sometimes the players that you left out, you become better players when you've been left out. Do you know what I mean? You've actually, Mason Mount, we know he's a good player, but in that midfield three or Mason Mount's looking at that thinking, do you know what? That's done me a massive cheese quaver, like not playing in that game. So, and
he was very critical of Chelsea. Listen, I get it, but Thomas Tuchel's been there 5 minutes.
But he was honest.
Someone's just tweeted, look, get this guy Simon off. He knows nothing about Chelsea. Listen, he does know about it. He knows he knows his team. He loves his team. But the problem is you can't expect too much too quickly. They're still playing a similar style to the way Frank.
Too much too quickly from Tuchel.
I thought they were playing the ball about. Not necessarily quicker, but under Frank Lampard, it just went side to side, back to back to back. They did that a bit tonight, but not as much. I thought they were trying to get forward.
But his appraisal of the game when Sam spoke to him, Thomas Tuchel, was spot on, wasn't it? He said, look, we got a bit lucky. First half, Barnsley was a better team. They put us under pressure. The system wasn't quite working. If Britain takes his chance, then the game is completely different.
Totally.
But then I think he's being quite clever, Thomas Tuchel, where he's giving basically all the players a chance. He's going, right, he said it's a clean sheet. Kepa goes in goal. He says, he hasn't got to prove anything to me. I just want him. He said he had no preconceived ideas of the players. You do. Trust me, when you're going into a play,
Did you look more confident, Kepa, tonight?
I wouldn't say more.
He flapped a couple of times.
When he was coming under pressure across, but a lot of Premier League goalkeepers like that, to be honest. But the clean sheet will do him the world of good. The save that he made from Britain in like the first half
was down the barrel though.
No, but he's in the right. His reflexes are good.
Yeah.
So right place, right time. Although he should have scored. And I thought when Thomas Tuchel said that we got a bit lucky, I changed a bit at half time. I went sort of 4-3-3 with Conte just a little bit behind the other two midfield players. We improved in the second half. I think he got it. He's spot on. He wasn't trying to paper over the cracks, was he? But I still think Chelsea, with their personnel, are still far better set up 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, I agree with that.
With all the players that they've got.
I totally agree with that.